Today's topic, fermented foods. Welcome, Detox family. I asked the question in the group if they eat any fermented foods, and I got some answers, and people are actually eating. Not everyone, but people are eating fermented foods. Fermented foods contain a very powerful strain of good bacteria, and that keeps parasites and invaders and monsters away out of the body. So fermented foods are the good guys because they are probiotics, and probiotics are the good guys. And parasites, viruses, bad bacteria, mold, and so on are the bad guys. So basically, it's the battle that's going on in our body and who's winning. And probiotics are the good guys, so we have to focus on that because they are the winners. They are the soldiers of the body. Fermented foods are probiotics. And what fermented foods? Fermented foods, especially in salt, not really vinegar, but salt, are really powerful probiotics. I remember when I was a child, I grew up in Romania, and I remember underneath our building we had like this cellars, and in the cellars we would have big barrels, like wood barrels of fermented food, fermented vegetables. Like I remember like cucumbers, green tomatoes, peppers, and even like small watermelons. Oh my God, I love them. They were the best. My mom would make all kinds of like carrots, garlic, everything you could find there. And of course the sauerkraut. And we would have like big barrels of like big cabbages, and then they would ferment. And then my mom would make like stuffed cabbage rolls with meat and vegetables in this fermented cabbage leaves. Oh my God, it was my favorite food. So we grew up with fermented vegetables, and I adore them. I love them. And fermented vegetables are part of the cultures, like world cultures. But for some reason, we are not eating them. And do you think there is a connection why suddenly we have so many illnesses and so many parasites and then viruses and so on? Because we don't eat these fermented foods. So what are these fermented foods? Of course, sauerkraut is number one. Kimchi in the Asia part of the world. I didn't grow up with kimchi, but I love it. As an adult, I would even make my own kimchi, yeah? What else? Miso soups. Yogurts and kefirs, water kefir, raw goat milk kefir. Any kind of like pickles, but then again, you find them in the refrigerated sections of especially Whole Foods, and not Whole Foods, but the healthy food stores. Anything that it's in the refrigerated section is the best because it's fresh and the bacteria is fresh. The strains of good bacteria it's a lot. Okay, so tell me, do you eat any fermented vegetables? I hope I kind of like explain a little bit, and probably, well, if you didn't eat it so far, maybe you're gonna look into that. Also, I want to mention something else. If you have SIBO or even Candida or some funguses, be aware because you might be allergic to fermented vegetables. What I would do, I would fix my gut first. I would ditch all the sugar. I would get rid of processed foods, and I would increase the fermented vegetables, but very in small increments, very slowly. I wouldn't just eat like an entire fermented cabbage, whatever, like sauerkraut at one time. Just very small portions, okay? So be aware of that. And of course, I have to have my medical disclaimer. It's actually underneath this video, okay? Because you have to listen to your doctor, right? Or your health care professional. Anyways, do you eat any fermented vegetables? That's my question. If you eat them, good job. If you don't, do you want to look into this? Is this video helpful? If it's helpful, share it with your friends and family, because I think this is gold information, okay? And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Blessings.